Hi, I'm Joy Lawrence. Welcome to my online English class. In this video, I will go over the syllabus and show you how to navigate my course. I'm not going to go over the entire syllabus because I recognize that would be super boring. I do want to hit the highlights though, so let's get started. This course will focus on close reading and analysis of literature. Don't worry, I filled the course with some memorable pieces written by interesting authors. I promise it won't be boring. These are the books you'll need for the class. Portable Literature, Reading, Reacting, and Writing by Kerzner and Mandel, and Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil by John Berendt. You'll need to rent or purchase these two books. I do have copies of the readings for the first 2 weeks of class. If you still don't have your books at the end of the second week, you can use the copies that I have on reserve in the library. The assignments in the first week are mandatory. I'll drop students who miss them to make room for students on the wait list. If you miss one of these assignments but don't want to be dropped from the course, make sure to email me as soon as possible to let me know. It is not my goal to drop students. I only drop students if they're not participating in the course. The weekly announcements. Every Friday, I'll send out an announcement going over what we'll be doing starting on the Monday of the following week. Make sure to read these announcements because there's important information in there. I think of these like my opening announcements I'd give at the beginning of a face-to-face class. I'll also send out a midweek announcement every Tuesday to give out additional information, go over resources, provide reminders, etc. These are the student learning outcomes you should be able to do upon completion of the course. Make sure to read over these when you get a chance. You'll see them again in the course on assignments to show where these student learning outcomes are being applied. Here's a breakdown of points that includes all of the assignments that we'll be doing in class this semester. I want to point out that I determine grades based on the number of points a student has earned by the end of the semester. I don't go off of percentages. So you'll want to make sure to keep track of your points, not percentages, to have an idea of where you stand with your grade in the class. At the end of the semester, students who have earned 900 points will get an A in the class. Students who have earned 800 points will receive a B. Students who have earned 700 points will get a C. Students who have earned a minimum of 600 points will get a D. And students who have earned 599 points or fewer will receive an F in the class. I want to point out that I have 1,000 points for the entire class plus extra credit. Make sure to review the submission requirements, the students with disabilities statement, the revision requirements, the peer reviews, and the use of future work. I'm afraid if I go over all of this right now, I'll lose some of you, and we haven't even gotten to the course navigation yet. Cheating and plagiarism. I know it's tempting. I know you get busy, but avoid the temptation to plagiarize. I do have all of your submissions running through turnitin.com, so make sure that everything you write is your own. Also, make sure to always provide in-text citations whenever you use information that did not originate in your own head, even if you put that information in your own words. Citing your sources is a good habit to get into since you'll need to do it for all of the academic essays that you write in college. Late work. I don't accept late work. I know that things happen and life sometimes doesn't cooperate with our deadlines, and that's why I have extra credit assignments. My late work policy is in place to help keep everyone in class on track and to keep me from going insane. I try to keep everything organized, and that includes my grading process. When I get assignments being turned in late from different students in different classes, I can't force my brain to toggle back and forth without taking a serious hit to my mental balance. So, to keep from going insane, I don't accept late work. To make sure I'm fair, I don't accept late work from anyone. To keep from penalizing you, I balance this policy out by offering up extra credit. There's an extra credit module I'll show you when I go over the course navigation later in this video. I also want to point out that almost everything will be open starting on the Friday before classes begin. The only things that will remain locked are the discussions, the midterm, the final, and the presentation at the end. The discussions remain locked until the Friday before the week they'll be held so that we can have discussions in as real time as possible. Make sure to look over the attendance policy and the drop deadlines. If you decide that this isn't the time for you to take this class and you need to drop, then you'll want to do it by the drop deadlines. Here you'll find the schedule of assignments. I don't change due dates and I don't move assignments around. So you can accurately predict what's coming up. You should keep a copy of this syllabus handy so that you can consult the schedule of assignments as we go through the semester so that you know what is coming. The last page of the syllabus includes frequently asked questions. Make sure you read through them because your question may be answered there. If you have any questions about my syllabus or policies, send me an email so I can answer them. Now for the exciting part, the course navigation. Let me show you how to navigate my course. Let's start here with the home page. Here you'll find some useful resources, so make sure to check them out. Questions about an online class at Porterville College? Here you can find a link to answer those questions. Unsure of how to view grades on Canvas? Here's a tutorial for doing that. Are you unfamiliar with Canvas? Then I recommend this brief Canvas orientation. It really is not long and will teach you all the basics of Canvas. I have a reminder here that you need to complete all of the assignments in the first week to remain in the class. If you miss an assignment but want to remain in the class, again, make sure to email me right away. My syllabus can be found here under syllabus on the home page. Again, I recommend that you keep that handy so that you can keep up with the assignments that are coming up. The best way to navigate my course is through the modules. If you work only off the to-do list that's usually here on the home page, you'll miss the instructional pages and you won't see how the modules are organized to deliver information that builds on previous information. To access the modules, you can click on this link here on the home page. You can click on modules here in the course navigation to the left. And you can also click on this start button to go to the first module. Here we're looking at the first module. Each one starts with an overview to give you a little information about what we'll be working on in that module. Once you enter the module, you should keep clicking next so that you progress forward. If you want to get out of an assignment or a page, then you don't have to keep clicking back. You can just go to that modules button on the navigation to go back to the beginning of the modules. Here is that extra credit module that I was telling you about earlier. There are 5 extra credit assignments in this module worth 10 points each. You have until November 24th to complete the assignments, but that doesn't mean that you have to wait until November 24th. You are welcome to begin working on them as soon as the class opens, and you can complete them anytime up until November 24th. You will have quizzes for all of the readings that you do. So make sure that you have your notes with you and that you have 10 minutes set aside to complete each quiz. There's only 5 questions for each quiz. They're worth 2 points each. So again, make sure that you've read the materials and you have your notes with you and you are ready to go. Going back to the modules, you will also have several literary analysis assignments in this course. So this is where you'll practice using the criticisms and applying them to literature, and you'll take a look at the language use in a lot of them of the author. So make sure to check out the specifications and the rubrics for each assignment because they do differ slightly. We also have discussions for every story or poem that we'll be reading. Go back. Let me go to the storm. That's the one we're going to do in the second week. All right. So here we go. Each discussion has a specific topic assigned. And I open the discussions up on the Friday before the week they're due. So for example, this discussion, the storm, it'll open up on Friday, August 27th with the original post due by Wednesday, September 1st. And then you have until Thursday, September 2nd to respond to 2 comments from your peers. Well, I think that about covers my syllabus and course navigation. If you have any questions, send me an email so I can answer them. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great semester.